All right, so Seth going to be out a good long time. Still ain't put out like how long he's going to really be out, but I feel like unless he's going to pull a John Cena, where John Cena came back in that Royal Rumble after messing up his, I think it was his knee at that time. But anyway, as well. Yeah, unless he does something like that, I think he's gonna be a good long while. I think there's a reason why Paul Heyman was like basically got a year to cash that in with, like I said in my review. But at the same time, to me, it feels like it could be one of those blessing in disguises. And what I mean is that, until like, well, the past Monday, but also the Monday before that, where you sort of did was seeing like, oh, they are showing a little bit of something from like Braun and all of them. It's really been stagnant for Seth's group. They really just seem like henchmen. They really seem like security guard. The people say there was really nothing there. But I think, especially with the Raw, where Heyman was basically like putting the jetpack on him, saying that he has a chance to get the championship and all this other stuff. I think the blessing in the sky is, and we'll see if Seth still does anything from the background or whatever like that. Heyman probably gonna pretend to talk to him on the phone or whatever. I don't know if he's gonna pop up in the jumbotron. I don't know if we're gonna see him being one leg Willie or whatever, anything like that. But I do think that what it does demand now is that now that Paul Heyman has to represent both of them, Paul Heyman is going to have to basically be probably more focal point of like talking. But I think also, but I was like, the thing is, like, him being the mastermind now is going to be a lot more difficult. So guess what? That might let you have a chance to have them just go more wild and more free of just wrecking shop. Now we're going to get Roman Reigns and maybe Jey Uso. I feel like in a tag team versus Braun and Bronson, because CM Punk got Gunther or whatever. So you don't have to worry about like what's that gonna be like. So it's already gonna be those two versus those two. And look, I don't think they're gonna win. Obviously, once Roman's coming back, they're not gonna win. But I think that they should just destroy the hell out of them or whatever like that. And you need to start. I feel like you need to show like, hey, Paul Heyman, like Braun is willing to listen to Paul Heyman. But I think you should have times where like Bronson is just like, Heyman's like, well, I'm going to go talk to Pierce. And while that happening, you got them two like looking at each other and it's like, why he doing that? How about me and you go do a little bit of something ourselves? And I was like, well, what you got in mind? And he's like, well, and they just like start wrecking. I feel like they just start wrecking. Like we already seen Bronson Reed tsunami people until basically he messed up his ankle when he joined the War Games. Bronson Reed was doing that a while too, where he was just sparing dudes. I feel like they should just bring that back and just do that to the whole locker room. Just basically, I was like, if you don't want to do that necessarily to Roman, because Roman don't want to take all I ain't about to take 6 tsunamis. Jay will take 6 tsunamis. But if you don't want to do that, I feel like maybe you go through the locker room and just start tearing up the locker room, beating everybody ass, and just showing like Roman and Jay is like, this is what you're going to have to deal with when we get a hold of you. They still got stuff with Penta. They still got stuff with LA Knight. So you can make examples of all these people are doing this as well too. So it's like, to me, I was like, that's what they should sort of do. They need to do stuff like that. Or just have stuff where it's just like Paul Heyman looks like he just sort of got him under control, and then slowly they just over here just start just like talking, like taking the mic away, talking for themselves or whatever, saying that we're not going to do that playing. And I think at some point what you probably need to do is probably have, I think Braun you done already sort of propelled him to a spot where it's like, okay, he can do main event matches. I think there's a reason why losing to Punk is because they want Punk versus Gunther. You want to do that right now. I was like, will he win at SummerSlam? I'm still up in the air on it. I think it's going to be Punk, because I feel like the whole plan is like, no matter what, Punk. I was like, cause I think it's like if Seth can come back, Punk has the championship. Obviously, the money's there because they both got beef. CM Punk is still going to be beefing with this group. I think at some point you need to have Braun or Bronson be like, try to take the briefcase away and use it to cash in. And even though they can't, I just want them to show the act of doing it, because it just showed already that it's just like, Paul, you ain't got the control. Seth not here, so it's like the briefcase is here. He tried to do it. He tried to undermine you, whatever. It's showing a little bit like chaos that's going on into the whole situation. But I think you could go ahead and have Bron Breaker. I think especially now that Seth's gone, he's going to get a world championship match way earlier than anybody expected. I was like, who would have known they were going to fully do the evolution thing where, say, like Braun gets the championship and Seth does the thumbs down. To me, I think it could still work. I think it could still be something where like if Braun get the championship, cool. We done propelled this way faster than where probably anybody would have thought. But if Seth comes back, I was like, he's going to get a good pop. He's going to be such a babyface. He might try to make the group a little bit differently, but everybody's going to be cheering in a way that I'm like, depending on when he comes back and all this, that you do that Bron and Bronson do the thumb down to Seth and kicks him out. Paul Heyman flips over because it's almost, to me, it could almost be like the Solo thing where it's like he didn't want to deal with Solo and stuff, but he was just too scared to leave. Except for this one, I think he would, instead of being scared to leave, even though he sees the chaos that they cause, he's like, I'm going to be because there's a reason why I feel like he was like the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. I was like the yard and all the big dog Roman Reigns and stuff like that, and because I feel like if he can switch over and he feel better about himself because he's like, I'm hanging with a younger guy. I'm hanging with a younger dog out here, not old ass CM Punk, not old ass Roman, not old ass Seth. You got a young dude that you can hit your way to. Also, I think in this that they should have Bronson Reed win the Intercontinental Championship at some point. I was like, AJ's going to get it off of Dom, I think, at some point. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be at SummerSlam. So I was like, I would imagine, I was like, okay, you know what? I was like, I'm not going to say that AJ gets it off of Dom, but I was like, Dom will lose that championship at some point, and I think Bronson should get it. Bronson should get it. Should Braun get the main title? No, but I think he should just be in matches to show he's a threat or whatever like that. I wouldn't be mad if they got the tag team titles either, to be honest. Like, I really think that's what they I think that's what they should do, just to sort of like start out their whole journey of being like, all right, cool, we just gonna take this away. Cause I was like, it's just with Judgment Day or New Day or whatever like that, they could beat their asses or whatnot, and there's some levity or whatever like that. It's like, we got tag go, now we need to start going for singles go. And look, the brand split ain't a damn thing. I was like, look, who got the US? Solo. Well, that could be cool in itself, to be honest. We've already sort of seen like that match up a little bit. So I'm just saying, I'm just over here throwing out things at this point. And I'm just like, I think they really need to make an impact with this while they have Seth on the sidelines, because I think that now you can get away with more stuff because you're not compelled to have it be the gravitation of your superstar. I was like, let them role players see if they can put up some shots and see if they could get themselves as a star role. That way, when the superstar comes back, superstar ain't got to carry the team anymore because the team has been filled out with actual people to play on the squad with them. So that's how it has to be. So I was like, to me, put Bron Breakker into some main matches, and to be honest, I was like, have him win it. You know what? You want to know what? I think if CM Punk doesn't get the title, then I was like, while I feel like that's the easier title for Braun to get, let Braun beat John Cena's ass on this last match. Have that's what I would do. I was like, go ahead. He retired John Cena. He break John Cena in half. This is also if John Cena beats Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes wins, then yeah, he's going to go with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't even actually know who would get Cody Rhodes, to be honest. But to be honest, Cody Rhodes might be able to put over Bron Breakker, to be honest, by the time we get to that point. Have him win the Rumble. I'm just saying, I was like, look, you got so much to play with that I don't think there's really any wrong moves that you could do. Seth will come back at some point. That briefcase, if it's not going to be given up or nothing like that, then guess what? Braun having the title and Seth still got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Okay, like that's not already a story in itself. At the very end, you gotta. I was like, figure out where you want to have these placements and stuff like that. I feel like they got so much to do, and if you want to go ahead and cement some young, I mean, Bronson Reed is older than Bron, but you get what I'm saying. Cement some dudes right now. Anyway, been long enough doing some wild yarn pulling fantasy booking. Let me know what you think. Is this basically the blessing in disguise kind of thing? Bittersweet kind of situation. Let me know. Rub my hands like Birdman because. Oh, that's not Braun. Ho, 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 ho. Mary, I'm out.